It's our second day aboard Holland America's newest Pinnacle class ship, the Rotterdam. So how's it going? Hey cruisers, welcome back to another Cruise Report update. Today we're on Holland America's Rotterdam, and we boarded the ship a couple of days, actually 3 days ago. This is our third day, but I thought I'd give you an update about the first 2 days, kind of what our experience was, since the third day is not over yet. So I just thought I would tell you about the first 2 days. First of all, let's talk about embarkation. We were assigned an embarkation time of 11:30. Originally, we were assigned 11 a.m. and we got to the port kind of early, maybe around 10:30, and there were already some people showing up, and so we got right through security. That went pretty fast. They did give us a little boarding card, and we ended up having to stay in the port area, in the waiting area, for a little over an hour before they allowed us to board. So it didn't really do us any good to show up that early, other than we didn't have to stand in a long line to get through security. Once we were on board the ship, the first thing we wanted to do was to go to guest services, because we needed to deal with an e-gift card that we had received, and we wanted to make sure that got applied to our onboard account. We stood in line. There was already a line of people, even that early. But to their credit, the ship had, I think, 4 or 5 guest service representatives working the desk. We've been on some ships where there may only be 1 or 2 people working guest services on embarkation day. And once we got to a representative, she struggled a little bit, but she was able to get it done. It took maybe 10 minutes for her to get the credit applied. And so our next project was then just to get to our stateroom and drop our hand luggage on our room before we went to lunch. So we go up to deck 6, we go to our stateroom, and lo and behold, there are no keys in our stateroom door. The way Holland America does this, like a lot of cruise lines now, is they put your stateroom key cards on the door. So I left Ricky up here at the room until I went down. There were, by the way, I should mention that all the way down the hall, there were a lot of people that did have keys in their door. I went back down to guest services. I asked the young lady, once I got through the line, that we needed our keys, and she printed me off a couple of room keys. We got inside the room, dropped off our hand luggage. Then we go to lunch, and we go up to lunch. We were also told that if we wanted to upgrade we had the Quench package, which is a drink package that includes soft drinks. We were told that if we wanted to, we could upgrade that to the signature beverage package, which includes all your alcoholic beverages. We were told that you can do that in any bar, so that they can take care of that upgrade for us. We go to the bar. I give her my stateroom key so she can do the upgrade, whatever, and she lets me know at that point that on our key it said that we were service staff. I didn't even know what she meant by that, but it was printed on the key. So that meant another third trip down to guest services to get that key taken care of, and by this time the line was really long. The next challenge we had was getting the Navigator app, and getting our Wi-Fi set up was a real struggle. And this isn't our first rodeo. We go on cruises all the time, year round, on a lot of different cruise lines. They have a very, very unusual way of the Wi-Fi working on this trip. Once you get it set up, it works pretty well. But getting it established, what we wanted to do, we had pre-purchased an internet package before we got on board. And I believe it was $143 for 10 days, and that was the premium package, whatever they call it. But we wanted it for multiple devices. And you can only do that once you get on board, and you basically log in with the first device, and then you have to log in under the same account with a second device, and then you're supposed to get a message that says you need to upgrade if you want to use this second device. It's a little quirky the way they do it. We couldn't get it to work. We did everything we could. So there meant a fourth trip down to guest services, and there was a huge line of people just trying to figure out the Navigator app, getting help from the service staff. And to their credit, I will say, the guest services people, employees were very nice. They're very patient. They were doing their best. I don't think it's a good system, the way they have this internet thing set up, the way it works. It's not very clean. The app itself is actually pretty well designed, better than some we've seen on other cruise lines. It's just getting connected to the internet seemed to take a long time. The gentleman that tried to help me with getting my internet multiple device thing connected, he really struggled for a long time, and they ended up having to go back and reset something back in the back. He had to get a supervisor to come out, and they had to go back and reset the system or something. Then we go back up to the stateroom, and we were going to watch the Cowboy game on the TV because it was on Channel 9. The image was so bad that we were in port. We're still in Fort Lauderdale, and the image was so pixelated we couldn't really even watch the game. So the first day just seemed like was a series of these little annoying things that just kind of were frustrating more than anything. And after that first day, that embarkation day, that seemed to be where the stress was. After that, the second day, everything seemed to smooth out. Things just seemed to go much smoother the second day, which was yesterday. Anchored off the coast of Half Moon Cay, or K, depending on how you say it. And we did take the tender over. We didn't plan on having lunch there. We weren't going to really spend time at the beach, but we did want to go over and see it, take some pictures, shoot a little video. We've been there before several times. There's a lot of shops, a lot of people out at the beach. It was a super, super hot day. Very humid. They did have their island barbecue, but we decided to come back to the ship with the air conditioning and have lunch here at the buffet, which, by the way, has been very good. And as you know, we're not big buffet people. We don't like buffets, but Holland America does a very good job in that they have crew members serving people at the buffets. They don't let you grab the utensils, and you don't have 2,000 people grabbing the same utensils. Very, very good job on that. We wish every cruise line would do that. I think that's a great, great policy. We went to the buffet for lunch. We played a little trivia in the afternoon. We just kind of relaxed, hung out, did a little shots and pictures and video of the stateroom. Had a really good time yesterday afternoon, playing trivia and doing those kind of simple cruise things, sitting out on our balcony. In fact, Ricky's out there right now reading a book. So it's just very relaxing at this point. Last night we went to the show. We actually went back to the buffet for dinner, which was very good. We just wanted something quick. I should mention that the first night we had dinner at Tamarind, and it was excellent. Very, very good. It's their Asian restaurant on board, and it was even better than I remembered. And in fact, today I was able to make reservations. We're going to go there again before the end of the cruise. It was that good. Yesterday, after we had Tamarind, then yesterday we had lunch at the buffet, we had dinner at the buffet last night, and then we went to the evening show. Of course, yesterday was Halloween, so a lot of people dressed up in costumes. It was pretty amazing how people pack all these costumes for Halloween. We went to the show. It was a comedy show. Stephen Scott, great comedian. Really enjoyed the show, love the theater, and I would like to remind you that if you're passionate about cruising and you like video content like this, make sure you click that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell so YouTube will let you know when we come out with new videos. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next Cruise Report, and until then, smooth sailing.